When I was single, my name was Evelyn Gillen, and I was born in 9A Fairless Street on the 7th of June 1940. And I never came back anymore to Byker till I retired 7 years ago. In the summer, St Michael's had a little fair on, and I went there and I was talking to the girls that were running it, and they were telling us about this place that they've opened, and I said, oh, I'll pop down.
My name is James Longfield, and I'm a PhD student at Newcastle University, studying architecture, and I also live on the estate.
My big older brother came here first, then we saw my brother and Yama just joined in.
I think I've heard about the project through the project director, I think Lowry, who I'd known about. So I just came down, paid it a visit, and have kind of got involved ever since.
I'd done quite a lot of volunteering for the project before I started being paid as an employee.
My name is Clara Crivellaro. I am a freelance artist. I live in Byker, and I saw there an opportunity to do something positive in the place where I live. I got the opportunity to take on the role of community engagement officer. And prior to the opening of the shop, it was the moment in which we would sort of kept doing this sort of guerrilla, if you like, events. We would gather up archival materials and photographs and magazines, and have this sort of stalls in front of the library on a Saturday morning or during the week outside the school. And we would sort of make chestnuts and invite people, you know, to come along and basically say hello and grab their attention really, and in that way generate both some interest on the project but also start, and it was kind of a way of starting off the conversation about Byker yesterday and Byker today. We made contact with the schools, with the primary school where we delivered an animation project, and which entailed also the use of photographs and looking at archival material, as well as building this model of Byker.
My experience of the Byker Lives project has been largely fun. It's been a fascinating project. Like, there's been really interesting people who've come in, a real range of folk, people who live in Byker now, people who used to live in Byker.
What I saw, it was this sort of growing list of people who were interested in the opportunity of rediscovering the sort of history. They will have probably have their own history, but the opportunity of going through archival material and looking at the same history from a variety of angles, I think was important.
I've been coming since it opened, and I like coming in, looking around and seeing all the old photographs and different things like that. Just enjoying having a look around and talking to different people and telling them what I can remember.
I like model activities.
We make stuff.
Our collab pictures.
They take loads of places. We've been up like where the old bar was, up next to where the old bar was, because they've changed it and we've done some drone of it. The police, we talked to the police as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was loads of people. There was workers, and we asked them what they were gonna do with it, like what they were gonna build it into. They're gonna make it into a football pitch.
I think it's amazing to have a space right in the centre of the estate for, you know, where the project's happened. I think probably without it, it wouldn't have been as successful.
I've taught loads of people.
Me?
Yes. Hayden know first.
It's been good to have a place for people to drop in.
So do you come every week then?
Yeah.
It's just, there's so many different things going on, it's never the same sort of things twice, which I really like. Whether it's being made aware of by something like Byker Phoenix, or just generally being made aware of like something as simple as, like, say, like a hobby room in the Byker wall itself. I just find it all really interesting.
There's a kind of a continual drip of new people coming in kind of all the time, which is really good. And I think if it was if it was a kind of a travelling exhibition or something that wasn't based in the estate, I don't think it would have got the same kind of results at all. There's a lot of people who've come in and they've found the material really interesting, and I think like local history is fascinating, but there's something about knowing about the history of where you live that perhaps makes you feel like you're more a part of the kind of the locality.
I used to be involved in a project in where I used to live in Birmingham, and you just take away the Geordiness and the brumminess, and they're very similar places. These kinds of areas tend to be neglected more and forgotten more, and I think it's wrong, and I think people that live in these places deserve to have as much of a voice as anyone else.
Since we opened the shop, we had regular children coming in to play, and it took a while for them to sort of take in that we were there to actually collect. There has been a slow but progressive learning journey from sort of getting interested in the actual old photographs and maps that we had in the shop, to actually come in and scan images and file them up onto the computer, to even transfer all the data and the content from the computer to the tabletop that we had in the shop. And this tabletop features the aerial map of Byker. It looks like a coffee table, but in reality it's like a giant smartphone essentially.
It shows you all sorts of pictures and tells you stories of things. I've only been here a few years, so I've learnt more, yeah.
In terms of what I've got out of the project, that's been a much kind of broader view into the history and the life of the estate, and the life of the estate now as well. I mean, that's been like really interesting for me, and interesting for me personally, but also interesting and helpful for my kind of academic study. So that's been really good.
I suppose inspiration's a key word. I was being inspired, and hopefully I was inspiring the people that I was liaising with as well. Just from someone talking about their sort of recent or sort of long-term history, like living in Byker and especially within the wall.
The opportunity to work collaboratively to actually create an whole range of activities and the program almost from scratch was incredibly exciting and opened up, lots of different opportunities and possibilities.
There is a longevity, and whether we're here in 3 months or 6 months or a year, it'd be nice to see if something like Byker Lives could continue to exist.